Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, today our essential is NS1B, and that is I can divide fractions. Okay, now I know you can already divide fractions with models, but this type of dividing fractions is going to be without models. Okay, and we're not actually even going to get to the dividing of the fractions yet today. We're actually just going to take a look at two very important terms that we're going to need to know when we do start dividing. And those important terms are multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse, say it. Multiplicative inverse. Good. And reciprocal, say it. Reciprocal. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start by giving you the definition of multiplicative inverse. That is two fractions whose product equals 1. So for example, a fraction times a fraction equals 1. Fraction times a fraction equals 1. Okay. So for an example, if we had 2/3 times some other fraction, it would equal 1. Can anybody think about and tell me what that fraction would be? So 2/3 times some fraction equals 1. So if you think you have it, raise your hand and give me your best guess. Rhodey. 1? Let's try it. So I'm just going to take a piece of blank paper here, just so we're not locked into our answer. Let's say 2/3 times 1. That's going to equal 2 times 1 is 2, 3 times 1 is 3. That's going to equal 2/3. So, nice try, but not 1. Okay, Harley.
1/3.
2/3 times 1/3 equals, well, 2 times 1 is 2, 3 times 3 is 9. So, still not quite. Okay, this didn't work. This didn't work. What else you got? 2/3 times some fraction is going to equal 1. What do you think? Max? 4/9. Let's try it. 2 times 4 is 6. 3 times 9 is 27. Lori?
1/2.
Let's try that. 2/3 times 1/2. 1 times 2 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. What else? Rhodey?
2/3.
2/3 times 2/3? Let's try it. 2/3 times 2/3 equals 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4/9. So nope. Nope. Okay. Let's get a new piece of paper. 2/3 times blank is going to equal 1. Max? 2? 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3. 4/3. Barry?
2/3 times 2/3.
We already tried that one. Michaela? Caitlin? I did it again. Sorry.
We do like 1
1 and a half?
1 and a half, yeah.
Okay, well, how would we do that as a fraction?
Wait.
Caitlin? Is this 1.5?
Yeah. Yep.
What's 2 times 3?
She got it.
3 times 2?
No, free will.
Equals?
1.
1. Very smart. Okay, let's go ahead and put that back in. 2/3 times 3 over 2. So 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 over 6 equals 1. Very nice, very nice. Okay? That looks kind of like an L. Okay, so let's talk about what a reciprocal means now. Okay, a reciprocal, I'm going to go ahead and give you the definition for reciprocal. Reciprocal is 2 fractions whose product equals 1. What do you notice about the definitions of multiplicative inverse and reciprocal? I know you're still writing, but what do you notice about those definitions? Heather?
They're the same.
They're the same, yes. Their definitions are the same because these 2 terms mean the same thing. Okay? I gave you both of them because you need to understand that in math you're going to hear people say multiplicative inverse, or even just shorten that to inverse, and you are going to hear people say reciprocal. And you need to understand that those terms all mean the same thing. Okay? So they do mean the same thing. So, let's try another one, just for an example. Let's do 3/5 times a fraction is going to equal 1. What would that be? Anybody have an idea? Heather?
Number 3.
You think 5/3? Let's give it a shot. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 over 15 does in fact equal 1. Okay, so for some of you, you figured it out already. So can somebody that's got it figured out explain to everybody else how they came up with that? Nate?
The bottom number you put on the top, and then the top number you put on the bottom.
Right. So all you need to do is switch the numerator and the denominator. Right, to use our math talk. So the numerator and the denominator. So this number right here is a reciprocal. And this number right here is your multiplicative inverse. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and highlight that just so we have it. Okay. Okay. So multiplicative inverse of 2/3 is 3/2. And the reciprocal of 3/5 is 5/3. See the trick there? It's just switching the numerator and the denominator. Okay? So let's look at these sentence frames here that we have prepared for us. So what if I were to say this? The number is 5/9. So the reciprocal is, somebody raise your hand and tell me what the reciprocal would be. Thomas?
9 over 5.
Yeah, 9 over 5 or 9/5. So now what I would like you and your partner to do is these next 3. So what I want you to do is you come up with 3, and then I want you, this is the important part, I want you to actually say them to your partner. Your partner is going to listen and give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Okay? Okay, now that you and your partner have had a chance to work, please, somebody raise your hand if you'd like to volunteer to read me one of your sentence frames. So read the whole thing to me. Harley?
The number is 4/9, so the
Multiplicative. Say it.
multiplicative is
Inverse.
inverse
9/4. Exactly right. Yes. Somebody else volunteers. Nate.
The number is 5/8, so the reciprocal is 8/6.
Exactly. Nice job. And last one goes to Barry.
The number is 3/2. The multiplicative inverse
Is what?
2/3.
Yes. Exactly. Nice. Use one from the example there, but that's okay.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now I'm going to give you one, and this one's a little bit trickier. What about if the number is 4? What if the number is 4? The number is 4, so the reciprocal is, Thomas?
1/4.
Yes. 1/4. Let's talk about where that came from. So if you have a whole number of 4, and you want to write that as a fraction, 4 written as a fraction would be this. 4/1, right? One part makes a whole, and you have 4 of them, so you have 4 wholes. So, the reciprocal then is 1/4, because you flip the numerator and the denominator. Okay? There you go. So what if the number is 3? The multiplicative inverse would be, everybody say it?
1/3.
Thank you. Nice. Excellent work. And that's it for today.